live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the 9 p.m. news telecast of the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Charita Minapurarachi.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Donald Trump delays tariff for 14 countries. The government is optimistic regarding the tariff policy of the USA. The President emphasizes the necessity of a strong institutional system for educational reforms. 5,000 new recruits for the police, promotions for another 6,500. Doctor of the Sri Jayawardhanapura Hospital further remanded, bail for the remaining 2 suspects. A special dengue control day tomorrow for 10,000 schools and higher educational institutions. The government stresses that no tax has been imposed in providing internet services. A 3-member committee to review the activities of the Central Cultural Fund.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top story. President Donald Trump sets a 25% tax on goods imported from Japan and South Korea.
Meanwhile, the new tariff rates on a dozen other nations expected to come to effect from the 1st of August. The latest development comes as a 90-day pause the White House placed on some of its most aggressive import taxes was set to expire this week. The president renewed his threat of a 25% tax on products entering the country from Japan and South Korea and shared a batch of other letters to world leaders warning of levies from 1st of August. Higher tariffs had been set to come into effect on the 9th of July, having previously been suspended, with White House officials saying they would look to strike trade deals. President Trump provided notice by posting letters on Truth Social that were addressed to the leaders of the various countries. The letters warned them to not retaliate by increasing their own import taxes, or else the Trump administration would further increase tariffs. His moves have raised fears that economic growth would slow to a trickle if not make the US and other nations more vulnerable to a recession. But President Trump is confident that tariffs are necessary to bring back domestic manufacturing and fund the tax cuts he signed into a law last week.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that the government is on a positive expectation with regard to the US trade tariff policy. He made these observations at the media briefing held today to inform the cabinet decisions. Minister Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando stresses that the government has not imposed a NIV tax in providing digital services. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa also expressed views in this connection at the cabinet media briefing held today.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the government is still awaiting for a positive response. According to the proportion of government's discussions with the relevant US entities, a positive result is expected. The government had a number of Zoom meetings with the US Trade Department. There are a few days for a final decision, and the government is waiting for the US government's response.
The other news is about US tariff. It is a well-known fact that the United States of America imposed this common tariff against all the countries around the world based on import-export difference, that is the trade balance. So that we promptly act, being a small country and country which has significantly a large exports to United States of America. We just wanted to protect the exporters, we wanted to protect the industries. So thereby immediately we acted, we appointed a committee. That particular committee started discussion and had several discussions with them. And even we visited the United States 2 times, and slowly we were developing bilateral relationship discussions to have a bilateral trade agreement. So that is nearing to end. We hope that the list that Donald Trump, the President of the United States, mentioned that 12 names of the 12 countries would be released who are in this trade agreement. We strongly believe that our name is there. Why? Because we are the country, we started it first and continuously engage with the discussions and negotiation. We are highly hopeful that our name would be there. But the opposition and those who really destabilize the path that the government is taking in pursuit of taking the country out of this particular abyss is creating false allegations and the wrong and misinterpreted news. But I just urge the general public to be vigilant and analyze and act based on the real information and true information and authenticated information rather than believing in gossips.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatissa also stressed that issues have not erupted related to vehicle imports. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatissa said that it seems some people have unnecessary fear regarding the vehicle import. The government expects to import vehicles under a limit of $1,200 million. The limit has not yet exceeded. Therefore, the vehicle import is continuing with a strong alert. This also provides the tax income to the government. Therefore, import of vehicles is being carried out with the proper management. There is no problem in this matter at present. The government expects to reap the new target swiftly. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatissa, speaking at the cabinet briefing, mentioned that a new tariff has not been imposed on digital providers or services. Meanwhile, Minister Professor Anil Jayantha also shared his views in this regard.
Our government is taking lots of measures to stabilize the country, to take it out from the real crisis situation that has been purposely put in. We are taking all these measures very responsibly to take out the country out of this particular crisis. So the latest news is, in a way, it is a misrepresentation. It says another VAT, or VAT is going to be another 18% VAT is going to be imposed from 1st October. It is not true. This government is not going to impose another 18% VAT on digital services. No additional VAT has been imposed other than the tax measures or the revenue measures which have been included in the budget. So we have forecasted that the certain amount of government revenue, therefore that those revenue is collected from different sources. So some sources require kind of gazette notification and amendment to existing rules and regulation and laws. So this refers to VAT Amendment Act. In the VAT Amendment Act, we brought the digital services as liable source for VAT. For example, digital services such as transportation, no matter who provides it, local company or foreign company, they are providing a digital service. So this digital service is now liable to VAT. Whoever who uses this digital transportation is liable to pay VAT. That was really brought under a law with effect from 1st April in line with the budget. However, it was challenged by certain parties. Then later on, parties agreed and the court also just gave the decision saying that yes, that could be implemented from 1st October of this month. So therefore, it is not a new tax, it is a tax that has been included in the budget. So therefore, don't be misled that there is a new tax. So likewise, there are other news items which are in a way propagated and misinterpreted in the society through the media. But I urge general public to be vigilant and analyze the data and information in a very responsible manner and take decision.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatissa said that there is a problem in private providing of such services. If anyone makes a profit through this, he should pay a tax to the government. A system has been prepared for this purpose. The government is ready to further discuss over this matter. No one should panic over this issue. The Ministry of Finance is still considering how to charge a tax for this sector. The Finance Ministry would provide a better solution for this problem.
And meanwhile, President Anura Kumara Dissanayake emphasized that in order to successfully implement the proposed educational reforms, it is essential to enhance the facilities throughout the entire education system, while also strengthening the institutional framework.
The President made these remarks during a discussion held today with Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya and senior officials of the Ministry of Education regarding the proposed new education reform process. During the meeting, officials from the ministry provided the President with an overview of the suggested reforms. The President stated that the government is ready to study the reform proposals and allocate the necessary resources based on identified needs. President Dissanayake further pointed out that in order to achieve the intended outcomes of these reforms, he stressed that attention must be paid not only to developing physical and infrastructural resources, but also to enhancing human resources. He also emphasized the importance of paying attention to teachers and students of teacher training colleges throughout this reform process and called for broad consultations with all stakeholders to gather their views and suggestions. President Anurakkumara Dissanayake today emphasized the critical need to strengthen and digitalize the Inland Revenue Department to achieve Sri Lanka's strategic digital economy objectives by 2030. The President made these remarks during a discussion held today with representatives from the Inland Revenue Department, the Ministry of Digital Economy and the Ministry of Finance. The primary goals of this initiative were also discussed, including minimizing tax irregularities, simplifying the tax system, enhancing tax transparency and introducing point-of-sale machines for transactions. Attendees at the discussion included the Secretary to the President, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka, Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma, Chief Advisor to the President on Digital Economy, Dr. Hans Vijay Surya, along with officials from the Ministry of Digital Economy, the Ministry of Finance and the Inland Revenue Department.
Minister Anand Vijaypala says that measures have been taken to recruit 5,000 leave officers and to provide promotions for 6,500 senior officers in the police department within the next 3 months. Addressing the parliament today, the minister further said that the criminal investigation department has been entrusted with starting investigations against over the disappearances of journalists Lalith and Kugan. Minister Anand Vijaypala says that the court has ordered to set aside the case on the 10th of October 2014 of the disappearance of journalists of Lalith Kumara and Kugan Muruganathan. Since there is no progress in the investigations conducted over this case, the IGP has given instructions to the CID on the 3rd of June this year to further act on this case. Accordingly, killings and organized crimes investigation unit of the CID has already started proper investigations on this case. Parliamentarian Najit Indika raised a question of shortage of police officers in the department, and he has also questioned the measures that are to be taken in this connection. Minister Anand Vijaypala says that there are about 25,000 vacancies in the police department and approval has been granted to recruit 5,000 leave officers. A gazette notification have already been issued to recruit sub-police inspectors and police constables. There is also a problem in promotions of the existing officers. Accordingly, 5,000 police constables and officers of other grades will be promoted within the next 3 months. In addition, 1,500 officers of the inspector grades will also be promoted within the next 3 months.
Minister Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando says that actions have already been taken to completely end the shortage of salt in the country. Minister made these remarks presenting the regulations under the Export-Import Control Act in Parliament today. Minister Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando said that according to the Gazette notification issued, the government will allow to import both iodized and normal salt needed for households and industries respectively. The government has already eased the shortage of salt in the market. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa said that the average cost for manufacturing a kilo of salt is 30 rupees and sold at 80 rupees. However, the government has been able to sell a kilo at 300 to 400 rupees at present. Minister Sunil Handunetti said that the opposition has raised the same question of salt for 4 times by now. A kilo of salt is now sold at 300 rupees. 60% of the country's demand is provided from the Hambantota Sultan. Now the opposition question how the Sri Lanka Salt Company went under the EPF. It is the opposition who is responsible for this matter when they were in power. A kilo of salt produced at the Elephant Pass Sultan is 210 rupees. They are available in Satosa and Food City supermarkets.
The Colombo Magistrates Court today ordered to further imprisonment until the 15th of this month consultant Dr. Maheshi Vijayaratne, who has been alleged for corruption charges at the Sri Jayawardhanapura General Hospital. The other 2 suspects have been freed on bail. Indika, a clerk of the ward of the accused doctor and an employee of the institution said to be maintained by her, Nimal Ranjit Mudukuda, have been thus released on bail of 25,000 rupees each on 2 personal bails worth 2 million rupees each. During investigations, the suspected officials of the bribery and corruptions told the commission today that the court the receipts concerning the sale of an EVD surgical item at a very high cost of 175,000 rupees, which was purchased at a price of 55,000 rupees from an institution named Imam Farm by the suspected doctor. The Colombo Magistrates Court, after considering the facts presented, they ordered further remanding of the suspected doctor and also ordered to free the remaining 2 suspects on bail. The Colombo Magistrates Court today ordered to free on bail former Commissioner General of Department of Motor Traffic Nishantha Anuradha Veerasinghe and 4 other suspects who were taken into custody on suspicion. They have been accused in providing insurance of a number of plates for a motor vehicle illegally registered at the Department of Motor Traffic without being cleared from Sri Lanka Customs. They have been ordered to be freed on 2 personal bails worth 1 million rupees each and a personal bail of 500,000 rupees for 1 suspect. The foreign travel of the suspect has also been banned, while the case will be taken up for hearing on the 14th of this month. The former secretary to the Ministry of Health, Janaka Chandragupta, who was imprisonment regarding an incident of acquiring an amount of more than 35 million rupees illegally, was freed on bail today. The Colombo Magistrates Court, which ordered the freeing of the suspect on 3 personal bails worth 5 million rupees each, also banned his foreign travel. The complaint will be taken up for further hearing on the 14th of November. The Colombo Magistrates Court today ordered the further remanding of a Deputy Commissioner of the Inland Revenue Department until the 22nd of this month, who has been taken into custody on the suspicion of allegedly accepting a bribe of 50,000 rupees from a businessman in order to clear a pending rent amount to 1.1 billion rupees. K.C. Kumara, a Deputy Commissioner of the Inland Revenue Department, Javatta Road, Colombo, has been thus further remanded. Attorney at law Darshana Kurupa, appearing on behalf of the suspect, told the court that he rejected the bribery allegation and investigations in this regard can be conducted through CCTV camera footages. The magistrate, after considering facts presented by both the parties, ordered the remanding of the suspect.
Tomorrow has been declared as a special cleanliness day in more than 10,000 schools island-wide. This is being conducted in parallel to the special dengue control program under the Clean Sri Lanka program. The National Dengue Control Unit stated in a media briefing today that the cleanliness programs is being implemented in universities and pirivanas too. The Ministry of Health and Mass Media implemented a special mosquito control week covering 16 districts from 30th June to the 5th of July. Under the program, 144,250 premises were inspected during the week. 35,495 premises have been identified with the possibility of mosquito breeding. 4,275 premises have been identified with mosquito larvae. 3,812 red notices were issued and legal action has been taken against 982 persons. Schools, government institutions, factories, work sites and religious places have been identified as risk areas. Accordingly, a special cleanliness day has been declared in order to control mosquitoes at schools. Consultant Doctor of the National Dengue Control Unit, Prashila Samaravira, said that the Ministry of Education has informed that there is a risk of in these schools, emphasizing that dengue prevention cannot be done in just one day. It needs to be carried out continuously. Due to the intermittent rainfall, it is necessary to clean the school premises to reduce risk. It is believed that the school premises cleaning program will be very helpful. Continuous dedication of the authorities, officials and general public is essential for the prevention of dengue. Everyone should pay attention in preventing the spread of dengue, not only at their residences but whatever place they live in. Veterinary surgeon Tharindu Vijaykavan says the health condition of the elephant Parthia that is being treated in Polpithikama area has become better compared to its health condition during the last few days.
And the medical team from the veterinary medical faculty in Peradeniya University gave treatments to the elephant for the 3rd day today. The medical team, including Professor Ashok Katangolla and veterinary surgeon Tharindu Vijaykavan of the veterinary medical faculty in Peradeniya University, started treatments to the elephant on the 6th of this month. Treatments for the 3rd day today commenced early morning. According to the blood reports of the elephant, it has faced severe shortage in nourishment. Therefore, the animal was given medicine that contains nutritional components. Compared to its behavior yesterday, its movement in the trunk, legs and head have come to a certain positive level. It is reported that the elephant has taken food well in the last night. Officials of the Mahava Wildlife Office and Bikavarati Wildlife Veterinary Unit have joined to provide treatment and food to the elephant. A group of army officers has also deployed to support these activities under the guidance of Defence Secretary Sampath Toyakonta. Veterinary surgeon Tharindu Vijayakorn said that the animal's health has become better at present compared to yesterday. It can take 2 foot its mouth using the trunk. In addition, it can move the front and back legs to a certain extent. However, it is difficult to say that this definition is condition. Its health condition is still in danger, but there is a good response for the treatments given. Stay tuned with more local stories after this break.
National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back with more local stories. The Cabinet has approved the proposal presented by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya to appoint a 3-member committee to inspect activities of the Central Cultural Fund.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa revealed this at a media briefing held to inform the Cabinet decisions at the Government Information Department.
Accordingly, investigations will be conducted related to irregularities committed in providing financial assistance from the Central Cultural Fund for religious places and other activities during the period from 2017 to 2020 by the concerned committee. The committee operates under the chairmanship of High Court Judge G.M.W. Pradeep Jayatilaka. The Cabinet also approved the proposal presented by President Anurukumar Dissanayake to conduct marine safety operations by the Sri Lanka Navy under the purview of the Ministry of Defence. The reason for this step has been the conducting of embarking and disembarking of marine security personnel with firearms for commercial ships entering the Somalia Sea area, including Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, due to the activities of the sea pirates at the harbours of Galle, Colombo, Hambantota and Trincomalee. Accordingly, in conducting concerned operations, Sri Lanka Navy has been completely entrusted with the responsibility of national security. Cabinet has also given its green light to establish a company with limited responsibilities named Colombo Eastern Container Terminal Company Private Limited in order to conduct operations and container terminal management of the Eastern Container Terminal of the Colombo South Harbour project. The main objective of the project is to achieve maximum economic benefits along with operational efficiency. The Cabinet also approved the proposal presented by the Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Sunil Kumar Gamage in order to implement a consolidated program for the future success of the Sri Lankan youth. Accordingly, the program will be implemented jointly by the Ministries of Youth Affairs and Sports, Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism and the Ministry of Digital Economy. The Cabinet also approved the proposal by Minister Anura Karunatilaka to implement the project to maintain reservoirs and waterways properly and cleanly in the Western Province under Clean Sri Lanka 2025 program. The objective of the project is to control the inundation of Colombo city with rainwater and improve tourist attraction through building a healthy environment for this purpose. The Cabinet further approved the proposal presented by the Minister Hinuduma Sunil Senavi to provide a one-time per year allowance of 7,500 rupees to provide the teaching allowance and the uniform allowance for Dhamma school teachers as one of the allowances. The allowance will also be provided for teachers belonging to all religions who have completed a continuous service of 1 year. The Cabinet approved another proposal to instruct the legal draftsman to compile a new draft bill with the inclusion of necessary amendments of the concerned committee by removing the Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Act No. 2 of 1996. The proposal was presented by the Minister of Fisheries, Aquatic and Oceanic Resources. And meanwhile, President Anurukumar Dissanayake says that the life of His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit serves as an exemplary model in the era when the moral and spiritual values of society are in decline. The President made these remarks yesterday to mark the 50th ordination anniversary of His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit's sacred priesthood. The event was held at the Archbishop's house in Colombo. On this occasion, to mark the 50th ordination anniversary of His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit's priesthood, a commemorative stamp and a first-day cover were officially presented to the President. His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit was born in 1947 in Polgahavela. He was ordained as a priest on the 29th of June 1975 at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican by Pope Paul VI. His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit, addressing the function, remembered the experiences of 50 years of his priesthood. His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit said that the country appreciates the efforts by the President to remove political extremism from the society, which persisted in the country for 75 years, which also paved the way for an authoritarian type of functioning. The country also needed a new beginning. His Eminence also requested the President to steer the country towards prosperity, safeguarding a Buddhist civilization of more than 2,500 years, along with a prehistoric heritage. It is the responsibility of everyone to safeguard the Buddhist teachings, which is protecting the country and providing benefits to the society. The Cardinal also requested the President to investigate corrupt projects, assassinations, disappearances, underworld activities and crimes such as Easter Sunday terrorist attack, and ensure that crimes of this nature do not repeat in the future. His Eminence made a further request to establish an indictment office as soon as possible in order to reveal the active conspiracy behind the Easter Sunday terrorist attack and also to implement the recommendations of the Presidential Commission report. Addressing the function, President Anura Kumar Dissanayake said that justice will be provided to the victims of Easter Sunday terrorist attacks without wiping the entire episode under the carpet. President Anura Kumar Dissanayake said that at a time when humanity is fading from society, the life of character of His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit stands as a noble example. The President stated that His Eminence is deeply engaged in a tireless mission to uphold societal harmony and spiritual upliftment. His Eminence Welcome Cardinal Ranjit is a statement who has rendered a significant service to the country. A theological scholar capable of articulating the teachings of the Bible with clarity, and a powerful orator with the ability to awaken the society, and also above all a true humanitarian whose influence extends beyond these roles. The President further affirmed that every possible step will be taken to ensure justice for the victims of the Easter Sunday attacks without allowing the passage of time to obscure the truth. He emphasized that this is a challenge of the government must confront even within its own institutions, and no matter how difficult it may be, justice must be served. The Mahasangha, headed by Anunayaka of the Malwatu chapter, Most Venerable Nyangoda Vijitha Siridera, Prime Minister Dr. Harani Amarasuriya, Leader of the Opposition Sajith Premadasa, and a large gathering attended the function.
We now move on to more local news items in brief. Nishant Javira has been named for the parliamentary seat vacant due to the resignation of former NPP parliamentarian Harshana Surya Peruma. The Election Commission has made this announcement. Providing housing aid for low-income families under the Housing for All aid project implemented by the Housing Development Authority is now underway. The New Aurelia district program under this project was held yesterday under the patronage of Deputy Minister T.B. Sarath. A sum of 95 million rupees has been set aside for housing loans to 95 low-income families in the New Aurelia district. Killings and Organised Crimes Investigation Unit of the CID has started investigations to arrest the suspects who are connected to the crimes committed in the particular district during the period of 2007-2008. A suspect connected to many killings and crimes was taken into custody in Kalmune area. The 34-year-old suspect is a resident of Akrepattu area. He has been detained for questioning for a period of 72 hours. Remains of the veteran civil servant late Bradman Veerakone were placed at a funeral parlour in Colombo this evening. The senior and prestigious civil servant Bradman Veerakone was 94 years at the time of his demise. Final rites are scheduled to be taken place at the Borala General Cemetery tomorrow.
And meanwhile, Minister Dr. Nalindra Jyoti met Pakistan High Commissioner in Sri Lanka, Major General Fahim ul Aziz, yesterday. They focused attention to several cooperative programs between the two countries at the meeting held in the Ministry of Health. Another matter that they discussed at the meeting is changing media programs with cultural items between the two countries and exchanging teledramas and Rupavahini feature programs. They also focused special attention for the cooperation in the education sector. Minister Dr. Jati praised the Pakistan government for allocating scholarships to Sri Lankan students for medical education in Pakistan. They also held talks on enhancing the quality of vocational education. Deputy Minister Hansaka Vijayamuni and a group of officials of the Pakistan High Commission office were present at this occasion.
Dialogue E-Load Superblast promotion program was officially launched yesterday. Under this move, consumers will have the opportunity to win mega prizes worth over 150 million rupees through digital reloading. Dialogue Asiata PLC is a leading communication service provider in Sri Lanka. Brand ambassador of Dialogue Asiata, popular actor Hemal Ranasinghe, Director and Chief Executive Officer Supinvira Singhe, Chief Marketing Officer Lasantha Thevaraperuma and several others were present at the launch of Dialogue E-Load Superblast promotion program. Each month, over 600,000 lucky winners will have the opportunity to win gold coins, smartphones and free network benefits, rewarding more than 3.6 million customers over the course of the campaign. This initiative is set to reward customers with an exceptional selection of gifts, including 3 brand new Toyota Race SUVs as the grand prizes. The customers will have the opportunity to win prizes by reloading through digital platforms such as the My Dialogue app, dialogue.lk, Wow Super app, banking apps or any other digital payment system. Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas. Do stay tuned in.
Welcome back with the international stories, and the toll from flash floods that struck central Texas is now clinched. More than 100 people and also unknown number of others are missing. Search and rescue teams are still wading through mud-piled riverbanks as more rain and thunderstorms continue to threaten the affected region. Rescue efforts entered the 4th day today. Cairo country, the hardest hit among 20 affected countries in the region, along accounts for at least 84 of the facilities and fatalities, including 28 children. Some 28 adults and 10 children have yet to be identified. Camp Mystic, a Christian all-girls summer camp, confirmed at least 27 girls and staff were among the dead. Cairo country, located in central Texas, is known for its rugged and low-lying terrain, making it one of the most flash flood-prone regions in the United States. And other countries in Texas have reported casualties, including 7 deaths in Travis County and 6 in Kendall. 10 girls and a camp counselor are still missing, and rescue are continuing to search for dozens of missing people across the state, with over 20 state agencies and 1,750 personnel responding to the floods. The Grodblail River rose 26 feet in 45 minutes in the pre-dawn hours after a downpour north of San Antonio.
We now move on to sports news. The finals of the Sri Lanka-Bangladesh one-day international series is now being played at the Palakkale International Cricket Stadium, chasing a victory target of 286 runs. Bangladesh were 165 for the loss of 7 wickets when the last reports came in. Winning the toss, Sri Lanka decided to bat first. Accordingly, Pathum Nissanka and Nishan Madhushanka opened the innings. Tanzim Hassan Saqib of Bangladesh was successful in getting rid of opener Nishan Madhushanka for one run as the first wicket. Pathum Nissanka scored 35 runs. Later, Kusal Mendis and captain Charit Asalanka together put up a valuable partnership of 124 runs for the 4th wicket. Charit Asalanka scored 38 runs, which was also the 16th half-century of his ODI career. Displaying an excellent form in batting, Kusal Mendis scored the 6th ODI century of his career when he scored 124 runs. Sri Lanka scored a total of 285 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. In bowling, Taskin Ahmed and Mehdi Hassan Miraz shared 2 wickets each. Today's final is crucial for both teams since the previous 2 matches were shared 1 each by 2 teams.
And with that, we conclude tonight news. Do just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing off with Sharifa. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.